Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the rinks at the Shelton Sports Center, the home of the Post-University Eagles, as we're in for a battle in the Newha today. It's the Long Island University Sharks coming into town to take on those Post Eagles. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Max Stapleton, and I'm thrilled to be taking you through the action of today's game. The starting lineups were just announced. The national anthems are all said and done. So let's give you those starting lineups for this game. First, for the visiting Long Island University Sharks, coming into this one with an overall record of 8-5-1. They're 8-2-1 in the Newha so far this year. They're led by Kelly Nashner, third year out of the University of Wisconsin. Go Badgers, my alumni as well. Maggie Culp starts on the left wing, Ryan Kearns at center, and Sarah Rourke mans the right wing. Emma Mortals your left defender, while Kristen Kiggin is your right defender, and Clara Kamholtz is in goal. The sophomore out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So far this season, a .960 save percentage. Only one start, this being her second start of the season. So Post has got to be a little bit thankful that they don't see Abby Thompson, who's one of the Newha's best in the conference so far this year. And now for the Post-University Eagles today, starting with their second line, and it is a really impressive second line at that. It's Rowan Ringer on the left wing, Julia Wysocki at the center position, Selena McKavakis on the right wing, Danny Amons is your left defender, Angeline Pitter your right defender, and Hannah Saunders is in net. Back-to-back starts for Hannah Saunders over the last couple of nights. Stopped 30 of 33 last night, but we're underway already for Game 2 of this home-and-home set as the Eagles win the face-off, dump it into the offensive zone, and Post-University looking for their first ever program win against the Long Island University Sharks, hoping to get that done at home today. Sharks ice it right off the draw here, basically. 19:44 left to go in this first period. Couple of keys to the game for these Post-University Eagles today. Well, stay out of the penalty box. It hasn't been an issue for Post so far this year, but you look over at Long Island University, they have the #1 power play, the #2 penalty kill. Their special teams units are elite. Came back to bite them in yesterday's game. Offensive zone faceoff ultimately goes Long Island's way, and now they come out of it. Sarah Rourke tried to drive it up the ice. She got stopped about halfway there. Rowan Ringer tying up a man. And the battle for the puck, the Eagles come away with it. Angeline Pitter towards her own blue line. Now, good defense play from the Sharks. They bring it into their offensive zone. Can't do anything with it, however, as Danny Amons looks to reset things for the Eagles. Tough pass off the banks and a bad handle there. Now, look at this takeaway for Long Island University. Behind the net they go. Jeannie Wallner now drifting towards the blue line. To the other side, Kiggin. Kiggin just slides one towards the net, doesn't quite hit it. Over for Bree Eade in that near corner. Post tries to take it away and start something, can't do it just yet. Jody Rose tries to bank pass one out of the zone, and Post at least can get a change here. If they want to take one, only one or two women come off the ice. Now Danny Amons at central ice. Tries a long up ice pass. It doesn't hit anybody, and that should be an icing. It is. Just over a minute into this first period of play. Yesterday's game was a fantastic game over on the island. It ultimately ended up with the Sharks taking a 3-2 win in overtime. Post went up early in that game. Went up 2-0, but then back-to-back power play goals in the second and third period from Long Island University, and ultimately the overtime winner from Anna Fairman saw them take that game in overtime. Offensive zone faceoff win for Long Island University. Danny Amons, however, gets it behind the net. Clears the zone, sends it up the ice. Riley Patfield chasing after it for Post, as well as Sam Mathley for Long Island University. It goes around those boards. Now Ashley Morrow collects it. Oh, good turnover here on the forecheck, and a long wrist shot that time from Vanden Udelar. Gets blocked at her side that time from Clara Kamholtz. First time we've had to see any of the goalies tested. An easy test, though, for Kamholtz to start this game off. See if Long Island can break out with it here. Coming up the ice, try to bank pass intended for Morrow, and Morrow doesn't come away with it. It drifts into their offensive zone. Desai sends it behind herself, over to Vanden Udelar. Bank pass up through center ice. And Post just not able to get some sustained possession in the offensive zone, although they're heavy on the forecheck here. A nice play, sees them come away with it. Tristan Curry just fanned on the net there. And now a counterattack from the Sharks. Coming the other way, this is Umfreville. Umfreville does a spinorama, gets tied up by a couple of Eagles, and now a long wrist shot hits somebody in front of the net. Another chance, but that one goes wide off the stick of Babington. First good opportunity of the game for the Sharks, although they can't hit the net. Macy Peterson comes away with it. Now Tristan Curry. Curry tries to get it into the offensive zone, but gets tied up. Now Drew Dykowski coming into their offensive end. Both teams with really solid neutralized defense so far today. And for that matter, defending in their own zone. It's early in this game. We'll see if either team can turn the tide, but now Long Island getting some good possession here. To the other side. Tries to send one into the middle. They can't do it. Knuston couldn't handle the shot, and now here comes an opportunity for Peterson, but she was just out of gas. It's going to end up being an icing, and nobody can change. That's a really big icing as we look around on the ice, and we see a lot of women with their hands on their knees, out of breath. So an offensive zone face-off here. It's going to be Crosby Wildfrong for the Sharks, and she wins it. A vital win for Long Island. Sends it around the boards over behind the net now. Coming away with it was Wildfrong, but she couldn't sustain it. Now out of their own zone comes Pulse. Curry tried to bang pass into the offensive zone. It hit a referee, and it died right there in Long Island's defensive end. They just ended up the ice themselves, a little dump and chase action where Pitter collects. Tie up along that near corner. Now it goes out to Emma Mortal. Mortal couldn't handle it and going the other way. McCavicus, 1-on-none, a great opportunity for Post. She shoots, and a good save that time from Cam Holtz. Post still with possession, however. Tries to send one into the slot, but no one was there to receive the pass. And now Long Island comes away with it. Boy, that was a great opportunity for Selena McCavicus, but a really good save from Clara Kamholtz. Couple of Eagles run into each other around those near boards. Now the bank pass, it's McCavicus once again. She just sends it into the offensive zone where Maggie Copel will collect it. Line change for the Eagles. Good forecheck. I believe that was Rowan Ringer who almost caused the interception, but instead the Sharks drift through neutral ice. Culp sends it to the other side for Rourke. Sarah Rourke now driving towards the net, takes the shot, and that one is saved. Nice save from Saunders. Bree E tries to send one, a good body out in front. Julia Wysocki got her body and blocked that one from ever hitting the net. Maggie Culp still with possession, dances around a couple of Eagles. Now Sajel Desai for Post, comes away with it. Rowan Ringer through central ice, dumps into the offensive zone. Riley Patfield chasing after it, but Bree Eade comes away with it instead. Some good action here early in this first period, just over 5 minutes played. Post trying to get back into their offensive end, a big dump in, and a long bounce sees Riley Patfield almost come away with it. Goes over to that far end behind the netting. Now Long Island, good opportunity here. Sarah Rourke sneaks by the defense, drives towards the net, but a great job catching up. That was Casey Van den Udelaar, and she lays a big hit on Rourke in the follow-through as well. Now Jeannie Wallner has the puck. Wallner takes a shot. That one kicked aside from Saunders. Over to the near boards it goes. Lisa Schroffel tries to come away with it. So does Ashley Morrow. And here's Jeannie Wallner once again. Back over to Schroffel. Schroffel takes the shot, deflected. Don't believe it ever hit the net. Now the Sharks with a long possession in the offensive zone. Tries to send one into the slot, but Wild Ant just fanned on the shot there. Post comes out with it. Jet Devlin with a lot of speed up those far boards. Couldn't quite collect it in the offensive end. Eventually got cut off. Now Ashley Morrow sends it into the Sharks' offensive end. Saunders tips it behind her own net. Thinks better of it at the end of the day. I think that was the right decision. And Curry with a lot of speed. 2-on-3 turning into 3-on-3. Now just dumps into the offensive end, and it's going to be an offsides. 13 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the first period. Not a whole lot of shots on goal for either side, only one apiece. But 4 shots total for Post, 6 shots total for Long Island University. And both those opportunities for each side has been really, really good. Grom in the face-off circle for Post University. Grace Babington for Long Island. The tie-up, the draw, Post comes away with it. Over to the far end, Karis Kell sends it into the offensive zone. Behind her net, Cam Holtz collects it. A good play that time from Ruby Mitchell to intercept the pass. Almost was able to get some offensive possession going, but now Long Island comes away. Kerrigan Umfreville takes a good shot. Oh, what a save that time Hannah Saunders with a nice kick save prevents the first goal from going in. Ella Knuston. On the other end. That was Ruby Mitchell, I should say. And now Marley Webster has it for Post University. Now to Mitchell. Sends it out of their defensive end, but couldn't handle the pass. Long Island sends it right back in. Saunders collects behind her net. And Karis Kell just got tied up on those near boards. Really good forecheck from Long Island University. They'll set up offensive possession. Eade sends a long shot on net. Was looking for a deflection, but couldn't find one. Over into that near boards. Bree Eade. Now in that tie-up. Shot, believe that was going to go as a save for Hannah Saunders once again, although an easy one. And Long Island still has possession. Good opportunity, another wrist shot, and gobbled up from Saunders. So we saw that forecheck turn into offense for Long Island University, and Hannah Saunders with a couple of good saves. Saunders last night had a tremendous game as she gets a couple of pats on the back from Angeline Pitter. Stopped 30 of 33 shots going into overtime. Now a long bouncing puck on net, kicked aside from Saunders. Post University tries to get out of their defensive zone, but can't do so. A hard hit up against the boards. Bree Eade gets leveled by Noah Farberman, and Post comes away with it. Macy Peterson, battling a couple of Sharks, can't get it into the offensive end. Butera tries to send it into her offensive zone. Hit off a body. Now Farberman comes away with it for Post. Gave it to Peterson, and Peterson's pass got intercepted. Now the tie-up on those far ends, right in front of that Post bench. Eventually Sarah Rourke came away with it. Now to these near boards. Schroffel sends it around the boards. Danny Amons goes to collect, as well as Sarah Rourke. And Sharks able to keep it into their offensive end. Rourke once again on that far wing. Sends it behind the netting for Kearns in that far corner. Back to the blue line, an intercepted pass. Good hands that time from Paige Piper. A late entry into the lineup for Post University. Piper playing on that fourth line as they just dump and change right here. A couple of bodies go down on that far corner. Selena McKavakis looks like she was in the mix for Post, but now they have possession. Sajal Desai gets leveled on that far end. She was able to stand up from it, though. And look at that, they still have the puck. Julia Wysocki, the leading point getter on Post, drifts behind the netting. Sends one down to the slot, the shot, the score! Selena McKavakis with the goal. It's that crucial second line for Post. Gets them up 1-0. And how about the assist from Julia Wysocki? That connection once again for the Eagles proves to be vital for McKavakis. Her second goal of the season, her third point overall. And the Eagles take a 1-0 lead. Face off at center ice, and let's see how Long Island answers. On only the second shot on goal of the game for Post University, they take the lead. And now Post trying to ride that momentum, sends it into their offensive zone. Riley Patfield couldn't quite collect it, but now they're heavy on the forecheck. Patfield does send it even deeper. Jet Devlin chasing after it. Puck gets picked up by Mortal, gets taken away by Jody Rose. Rose in that far corner. Looks like she might have gotten tripped. No call coming from the refs. Now the counterattack coming from Long Island. Mortal tries a bank pass. I believe it went off the referee that time. Somehow the Sharks come away with possession. Sends it towards the netting. Easily sticked away from Saunders. Back behind the netting now. Couple of Eagles, couple of Sharks in there. Wildant comes away with it. Sends it behind the net for Morrow. Morrow drifting around looking for a man in the slot. Couldn't find anyone. Goes right to Devlin. Devlin, bank pass into the offensive zone. She's going to get off the ice and change. Long Island sends it all the way around, and seems like they have the same ideas. Just try to send the puck up the ice and get a quick change in right now. Both those lines very tired. So now drifting through neutral ice. This is Umferville. Umferville tries to pass back towards the blue line. Couldn't find anybody. Curry almost intercepted it. Now Curry tries a bank pass to herself, and what a job from Bree Eade to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Now into the slot. Umferville tries the backhand shot, and oh, what a save. Hannah Saunders keeps it at 1-0. Somehow, some way, Kerrigan Umferville found herself all alone driving towards the net, and Hannah Saunders denied it with the blocker save. 9:07 to go in this first period. Post trying to hang on to this 1-0 lead. Over at that far end. That's Grom with it, sends it up for Tristan Curry. The pass couldn't connect, and Umferville once again finds herself with the puck, looking for a pass. Drew Dykowski sends it into the slot. Tristan Curry with a heads-up stick. Doesn't allow that one to get through. Bree Eads sends a far shot, blocked again. Marley Webster got her body in front of that one. Now behind the net, Ryan Kearns. Into that near corner, back behind the netting, and now over to the far end. Anna Fairman couldn't handle it cleanly, and now Long Island just going to have to touch up on sides. Webster sends it across the ice, and here's a good opportunity. Mikavicus might have caught him in a change, but the Sharks recover quickly. Mikavicus just takes it into that near corner on the far end of the ice, I should say. And Maggie Culp, oh, what a move. Dekes a man out, but couldn't handle the puck on the far end. Culp does collect it. Has to battle a couple of Eagles, and Post does come away with it. Danny Amons trying to get it out of her neutral zone. Sarah Rourke, really good forecheck from Rourke, and now Long Island has possession, but only for so long. Couple of Eagles, couple of Sharks battling for it. Amons came away with it. Ruby Mitchell sends it into the offensive end. Icing called. 7:43 to go in this first period. 2 shots on goal for Post University. 8 shots on goal for Long Island, but hey, the only stat that matters, the one on the scoreboard. It's Post up 1, and the Sharks nothing. Thought we were about to take a media timeout for a second, but I stand corrected. 7:43 still to go in this first period. Overall in the face-offs today, it's 4-3 in favor of Long Island, so about as even as it can get. But they come away with this one to make it 5-3. Post does collect it in their defensive end. Now Mikavicus, the goal scorer so far for Post today, sends it across the ice. Couldn't find a woman to pass it to. Now Long Island tries to go the other way. Over at these near boards, Wildfrong for a second had the puck. Gave it up for Schroffel, and Schroffel gets tied up at center ice. Good play from Riley Patfield defensively to turn the puck over, and now Post just dumps it once again into that offensive end. It does force Cam Holtz to make a save. We haven't said her name too many times tonight, so it will be an offensive zone face-off, or looks like it might be a neutral zone face-off. There I stand corrected. So there comes the media timeout. 7:08 to go in this first period. It's the Eagles up 1-0 over the Sharks. Welcome back into the rinks at the Shelton Sports Center. Post University trying to hang on to their 1-0 lead, taking an offensive zone face-off here. Only have had 3 shots on goal all game long, but they already have the first goal of the game, and now trying to add on to that. Long Island takes it behind their net, trying a breakout play over at these near boards. Jeannie Wallner had it, send it around to the far end. Von den Udelar, bank pass up to her teammate, couldn't quite clear the defensive end. Jody Rose tries to handle it, couldn't do so. Wallner with the puck, sends one right in front of the crease, and an early slap shot from Wild Ant, and I believe Saunders got a piece of that one. Now Post gets it out of their defensive end. Jet Devlin didn't have the speed to quite carry it into the offensive zone. She just sent it up the ice, and that's going to be called an icing. I don't know about that one. It looked to me like Devlin was past the red line there, but hey, I'm not a referee. They say otherwise. It'll be a defensive zone faceoff and no one able to change for Post. Wildfrong versus Peterson in the faceoff circle, and Peterson wins it. That's crucial for the Eagles, but they turn it right over behind their net. Out pass into the slot, no one there to collect for it, and it goes over to this blue line. Bouncing puck over in front of the net, doesn't quite hit the netting. Butera deflected it wide. Jody Rose with a nice defensive play and a long clearance. That's a really smart play from Jody Rose to just get it out of her own defensive end. But here come the Sharks once again, drifting into the offensive circle. This is Kraus. Kraus couldn't quite find a shot on net. Great play from Marley Webster to deflect that one. Now Post trying to break out of their end. 2-on-2 heading up the ice. Couldn't quite get into the offensive zone and is ruled offsides. Just under 6 minutes to go here in this first period. And wow, 17 shots total for the Sharks. 9 of them have been on goal in this first period. They've dominated time of possession. If you're Pat Bingham and crew, you've got to be a little bit worried about some of those stats. Although, hey, the keys to the game for me coming into this one were to say that you got to stay out of the penalty box, and they've done a great job of that. Now they're heavy on the forecheck here, trying to make a good defensive play. Over in neutral ice, Tristan Curry couldn't quite come up with it for Post. Angeline Pitter sends it out of her defensive end, but Long Island collects it. This is Schroffel. Knuston. Now cross ice. Try to get into the offensive zone. Couldn't do so. The Sharks have to touch up. And this should give the Post a good opportunity here to set up a real breakout play. Bank pass up the ice. Paige Pfeiffer couldn't really handle it. Now Drew Dykowski just tips it into Long Island's offensive end. Over at that near wing. And goes behind the net. Good opportunity for Dykowski. She couldn't quite handle it. And Saunders just going to have to cover it up. Couple of aggressive efforts that time from Grace Babington as well. Saunders was not happy about that. But hey, he played till the whistle blows. Ryan Kearns in the circle for Long Island. It's Peterson again for Post. The tie-up. And it goes Long Island's way. Sarah Rourke drifts behind her net. Gets tied up hard by Peterson. A good defensive play. Now a couple of Sharks and Eagles battle for it. No one comes away with it yet. Now Culp comes away with it. Culp gets tied up by Peterson. Kearns comes in to help her. And now Amons tries to have a good stick, comes away with it. Noah Farberman drifting past center ice, banks it to herself in the offensive zone. Chasing after it, but Emma Mortal beats her to it only for a quick second. Good defensive stick lift that time by Noah Farberman, but she couldn't quite sustain possession. Sarah Rourke tries to just send it into the offensive end. It got deflected into the bench of Post, so we'll have a neutral zone faceoff. 4 minutes, 8 seconds to go. No team has had a power play opportunity yet. If you're Long Island, you're feeling great about the amount of time you spend in the offensive zone. But you'd like to capitalize on it if you can. And they haven't had a ton of grade A chances per se, the same way Selena McKavakis had for Post University early in this period. The Sharks send it a long way up the ice, but the speed on Ashley Morrow, and she gets there first. Good defensive stick from Brooke Larson, sends it behind her own net. And now Wysocki tries to clear the defensive zone. Couldn't quite do it. McKavakis clears it up. And Bree E touches up at center ice. Back behind the net of Post. Brooke Larson sends it to the far end. Back towards the blue line. Good hit that time. That was Julia Wysocki laying a hard hit on those boards. The puck trickles over to the netting of Saunders. A couple of extracurricular activities here between Janine Wallner and Casey Vanden Udelar. And Post hitting up 1-0. Another media timeout here at the rinks at the Shelton Sports Center, with Post holding on to their 1-0 lead. I stand corrected. It looks like it's actually going to be a power play for Long Island University. So, hey, the broadcaster's jinx at its finest. The first power play opportunity of the game for Long Island, the penalty to Julia Wysocki, and the offensive zone win for the Sharks. Into that near corner, this is Ryan Kearns. Kearns gets tied up, and you know how desperately right now Post just wants to clear the zone, not give them an opportunity to set up possession in the offensive end. Referees standing really close, telling them they might want to get moving towards the puck, and they do. Maggie Culp comes away with it. Tie up near that far end. Jet Devlin, let's see if she can clear the puck. She can't. Great job from the Sharks just keeping it into this offensive zone. Over in that far corner, Danny Amons with a good defensive play. She sends it up the ice, and finally Post able to get it out of their zone. 1 minute, 23 seconds. Long Island not able to get it back in. They have to reset things on their own defensive end. Umferville sends it for Culp. Culp couldn't quite get it. A good play from Jody Rose. They have to go all the way back behind their netting once again. Takes off a lot of time on this power play. And once again, an aggressive penalty kill, almost a forecheck-like penalty kill from Ty Marie Grom, but good move from Culp, and she dances her way through middle ice. Drifts into the offensive zone. Maggie Culp looking for a man to pass to. Finds Babington near that blue line. Babington beats a man, tries to find Bree Eade, but a bad pass there. Eade couldn't handle it. Goes out of their offensive end. Less than a minute here on this man advantage for Long Island. Babington, good opportunity here, takes the shot, glove down that time from Saunders. She covers up with 34 seconds left to go on the penalty. Hey, for the top power play in the conference, Post University has done a very good job on this penalty kill. Maybe got a good sense of it yesterday on the island. However, the Sharks win this faceoff, try to set up possession. Sajal Desai collects it behind her own netting. Couple of tie-ups here. Long Island comes away with it. Babington in that far corner loses her stick. Sajal Desai just trying to kick it over there. Ref comes in, 15 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Back behind the netting it goes. Tries to send a pass out into the slot. Good extra effort play. I believe that was Selena Mikavic's. No, it was Ty Marie Grom. Deflecting that pass. Less than a second to go on the man advantage. We're at even strength. Off into the slot. Pass in front. No one could able to collect it. A little bit of frustration from Anya Wildan, and a referee raises his hand. Penalty called. It's going to be Anya Wildan for a slashing. Wildan was getting frustrated right in front of the net. She was trying to set a screen. Believe it was Vanden Udelar just moving her out of the way. Really good defensive play from Post to kill the power play and get on one of their own. On the season, Post University, the sixth best power play in the Nuha at 10.8%. They take a quick shot off the face-off, the rebound opportunity. The puck is still loose, and Long Island does a good job just clearing it all the way down the ice. Meanwhile, penalty kill for Long Island University, tied for the second best in the conference at 83.3%. Let's see what Post can do. 20 seconds passed on the man advantage. Wysocki takes it into the offensive end. Over at that far corner, trying to bully her way out in front of the net. Leaves it in front of the net. Puck is still loose, and it trickles behind the netting now. Over in that far corner, Wysocki picks it up. Leaves it out in front of the slot, and a good defensive stick from Babington. Vanden Udelar. All the way from the far line. She took a shot. Might have gotten off the stick of Cam Holtz. Wasn't sure. Into that far corner. Good job from Post to just keep it into their offensive end. Just about a minute to go on the power play. Ryan Kearns just tries to waste some time tying it up, but a good job from the Eagles. Now over to that near blue line. Pitter tries to send one out in front for a deflection. Puck is still loose. Looks like someone's really hurt. Ooh, Julia Wysocki's in some pain out in front of the net. She's struggling right now, and they call for some... that's the end of the period. 48 seconds left to go on the man advantage for Post University, and hey, all in all, a pretty good first period for the Eagles as they take a 1-0 lead into the intermission. On the stat sheet so far, they got outshot on goal 12-5, total shots 22-11. It's 8-8 even. It's even at 8-8 in the face-off circle between the two teams. But hey, as I say all the time, the only stat that matters is the one on the scoreboard. It's the Eagles 1 and the Sharks 0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the second period in just a little bit. Well, welcome back into the rinks here at the Shelton Sports Center of Connecticut. Both teams just about ready to take the ice for this second period of action. It's the Post University Eagles up 1-0 over the Sharks of Long Island University, and despite getting outshot in the first period 12-5, even in the face-off circle, it's Post with the early lead thanks to Selena Makavicus' second goal of the year. The assists came from Rowan Ringer and Julia Wysocki. Boy, that second line for Post University has been nothing short of lethal all season long and continued to do so. Last night, they were responsible for both of the Eagles' goals, and so far today, they're responsible for the only goal today. It also adds to Julia Wysocki's point total on the season. She entered today with the team leading 9 points, now having 10, and she has 3 points in this weekend series against the Sharks alone. Not to mention Rowan Ringer, who is not on the scoreboard yet so far today, but she has had a she's not on the scoreboard in the goal column, but she has an assist today, and she has had a tremendous, just really last couple of weeks for Post University. So expect to see that second line continue to have a really, really nice couple of weeks and try to continue that momentum into the second period. Meanwhile, if you're Long Island University, first things first, you have to kill off this 48 seconds of the woman advantage that Post University has right now. It's going to be 48 seconds left on the penalty. And so both teams were 0 for 1, or both teams so far today 0 for 1 on the power play. Trying to find out the official scoring on that penalty. As both teams just getting set up here at center ice, just about ready to get this second period underway. So it is that second line for Post University out on the ice. Meanwhile, it's Jeannie Wallner, Bree Eade, and that Long Island University second line as well. Puck is dropped. Post wins the faceoff. They send it into their offensive zone, and we're underway. Once again, Post University on the man advantage to kick off this second period, trying to take advantage early on, but Long Island University with a bit of a breakaway early on. Wallner tries to send it down to the slot. What a play by Angeline Pitter, sliding and blocking that pass. Now Post on the counterattack. Rowan Ringer takes the shot, kicked aside that time from Cam Holtz. 20 seconds left to go on the power play. Pass out into the slot. Rowan Ringer just missed the net way up and above it. Looked like she didn't have a good handle on the puck. Puck goes behind the netting. 10 seconds left to go on the woman advantage, and that's likely going to do it as the Sharks cleared all the way down the ice. So both teams will officially move to 0 for 1 on the power play so far today, but the pass, long up ice pass for Rowan Ringer, just tipped it into the offensive zone. Back at even strength officially, but Post still with a good opportunity here. A backhanded wraparound try, easily stopped from Cam Holtz. Trickles along those boards, back out to the blue line. Pitter tries a shot, hit a body before it ever hit the net. Back out to Pitter. She keeps it in the offensive zone. Jody Rose gets tied up along those far boards. Now Riley Patfield looking for a pass, can't find one, drives behind the net, then loses the puck, and Long Island comes away with it. Only briefly, though. Post tried to send it back into the offensive zone. Couldn't do it originally. Second try's the charm, though. So they send it in around the boards where Maggie Cope collects it. Goes right back into neutral ice. Sajal Desai tried to pass it to her teammate, but smart job. Didn't quite see the number on who that was. It would have been too many women on the ice had she touched it. So let's see if Post can get something set up here. 18-12 to go in this second period. Goes back behind the netting, and Eagles heavy on the forecheck here. But how about this? Sneaking behind the defense, Grace Babington. She loses the puck briefly. Good catch-up defensive play from Angeline Pitter. Boy, we've said Pitter's name a few times here early in the second period defensively. Long Island still has the puck. Drifts behind their offensive zone. Danny Amons took it away. And now Post trying to break out. Bad bank pass all the way up the ice, so that's going to be an icing. 17:41 left to go here in the second period. Two shots on goal for Post University so far here in the second. None so far for Long Island. So Post trying to turn around some of that momentum they lost in the shot department in that first. Long Island wins the faceoff. Back out towards the blue line. Knuston. Now to that far right wing. Bad pass. Couldn't quite handle it. I believe it was Dykowski who couldn't handle it for Long Island. And Post clears their defensive end. Knuston tried to handle it at neutral ice. Couldn't do so. Curry comes away with it. And into the offensive zone it goes. Good little up-ice pass that time for Noah Farberman. Farberman just lost it in the offensive zone still. Long Island trying to get it out of there, and they do. Brooke Larson collects it at neutral ice. Bank pass into the offensive zone. Cam Holtz touches up behind her netting. Good forecheck here. Farberman couldn't quite intercept that one. Back out to neutral ice, back into the offensive zone. Hey, if you're Post University right now, you're loving this puck possession play as they try to set things up in their offensive end. Wysocki couldn't quite handle it cleanly. She gets tied up by a couple of Sharks. Goes over to these near boards. Dykowski gets it taken away. Really good play from McKavakis. But only briefly, Dykowski has it again. Now for Babington. Through center ice. Tries to pass it to herself off the body, and it works that time. I believe it went off the body of the freshman, Karis Kell. Bree Eade. Good shot and good opportunity right in the wing. But a good save from Hannah Saunders. First time Saunders has been tested here in this second period. Post trying to clear their defensive zone, couldn't do so. Wildan intercepts the pass, sends it back behind the net. Now Bree Eade over at that far end, couldn't handle it cleanly. Over at the near boards. Anna Fairman tries to send it farther or deeper into the offensive zone, and finally Post able to get out of there. A bunch of Eagles try to get off the ice for a change. Bad play from Cam Holtz, turnover, slap shot, and wow, what a defensive play from E to just get her body out in front of those pucks. Bouncing puck, almost saw a breakaway opportunity for Long Island, couldn't quite get it set up. Now Morrow drifts into the offensive zone. Ashley Morrow in that near corner gets hit hard into those near boards. And now passing the slot, one-time opportunity, and how about Hannah Saunders keeping her head on a swivel, stopping that one. Rowan Ringer going into the offensive zone, 2-on-1, loses the puck. Sharks come away with it briefly, and now Jeannie Wallner leading the conference in goals, second in the conference in points, into the offensive zone, takes the shot, and it's gobbled up from Saunders. Seeing more offense here in the second period, a lot of back and forth play, and both goalies have come through tremendously. Almost saw a vital mistake from Clara Kamholtz earlier as well. Bree Eade helped her out on the defensive end, getting her body in front of the puck. Offensive zone face-off for the Sharks. Kearns loses that for Long Island University, but they keep possession. Post not able to clear. Now they are, only briefly. Riley Patfield couldn't quite handle it in her own defensive end. Trickles around to that near corner. Tied up. Now the Sharks come away with it. Good pass out towards the blue line, but a better block that time from Post University. Pass into the slot, deflection, they score! Oh, what a setup, one-time goal from Long Island University as they even this game up at one apiece thanks to Ryan Kearns. For Ryan Kearns, her first goal of the season, her third point overall. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered if you're a Sharks fan, all even up at 1-1. Neutralized face-off win for Post University. Now, how do the Eagles respond? Or do the Sharks just continue to have momentum? Trickling puck out into the slot, couldn't quite hit the net. Back behind the netting it goes. And now the tie-up in that far end. Babington comes away with it for Long Island. Babington gets manhandled by a couple of Eagles, and now Post tries to break out. Tristan Curry drifts into the offensive zone. Curry gets tied up. Really good play from Mortal. Long Island comes away with the puck, only briefly. Post trying to get it back into their offensive zone. They really haven't been able to set up a whole lot of offensive possession. They've had some good opportunities on various breakaways, but no sustained possession in the offensive zone, as I like to say. Puck goes all the way into that defensive zone. This should be an icing, and it is. 13:55 to go left in this second period. A brand new game here at the rinks at the Shelton Sports Center. Macy Peterson, Noah Farberman, Paige Piper out there, the forward line for Post University. As Peterson wins that face-off draw, sends it back out towards the blue line. Can Danny Amons keep it in the offensive zone? No, she cannot. Good job by Kristen Kigan in Long Island to really just get it out of there. Goes right back in, however. Babington around the near boards towards the blue line. Good try from Danny Amons to send it on net. Couldn't do so. Piper just tried to deflect it. She missed the netting. Back around these near boards, Umferville. Cross the ice. Drew Dykowski sends it into the offensive zone. Tried to take a quick shot on net. Good job by Brooke Larson to get her body out in front of it. Pass was loose for a second. And Ella Knusting kept in the offensive end. Anya Wildant picks it up at that far corner. Gets cut off. Now around these near boards, this is Knusting once again. Knusting gets tied up. Puck trickles, stays in that corner, goes out in front of the crease, but lucky for Post, they have a man there, and they get it out of their defensive end. All the way back up the ice, where that's going to be an icing, or no icing. They're going to say a good enough effort from Noah Farberman to delay that one. Now heavy on the forecheck is Post University. Ashley Morrow couldn't quite get the pass to go. A really good play by Julia Wysocki. She sends it out into the slot. The pass and the shot couldn't quite hit the net. Defensive play from Ella Knusting to block that shot attempt. Over the other way, Jeannie Wallner tries to send a pass out. Slap shot attempt. It gets stopped aside from Saunders. Believe it was Anna Fairman with the ripper slap shot that time. Into the offensive zone, Rowan Ringer lost it for a second, gets picked up by Wysocki. Wysocki with a tough angle shot, easily stopped from Cam Holtz. Anya Wildant through center ice, just dumps it into the offensive zone on netting, where Hannah Saunders will have to cover it up. 12:06 left in the second period. Boy, what a fun couple of sequences back and forth. The puck went, some really good opportunities on a couple of breakaways, but the score stays even at one apiece. Jeannie Wallner in the face-off circle for Long Island University. She loses that face-off. Vanden Udelar picks it up for Post, trying to bring it back behind her own net. Bank pass way out of their own defensive end. Doesn't quite hit the netting, and that's an icing. Taking a look at the second period team stats. 4 shots on goal for Long Island, 5 shots on goal for Post University in the second period. So similar story to the first period, but inversed, where Post got the 1 goal, but they were outshot by a lot. This time, Long Island has the second period goal, but they're getting outshot. Post wins the defensive zone faceoff. Good tie-up in that near corner. Post can't quite clear the defensive zone just yet. Now they do. Jet Devlin takes it out. Tries a bank pass to herself, racing after it. Couldn't quite get there as Bree E beat her to it. Jody Rose picks it up for her teammate. Couple of Sharks trying to battle with Jody Rose there. Mikavakis helps her out, and Rose comes away with it. Pass to the center of the ice. She takes the shot. What a save from Cam Holtz. Really good opportunity for Selena Mikavakis. Now Long Island, long up ice pass. Butera right at the wing. Tries to send it up the middle, and it's stopped away from Saunders. Saunders had to slide through her crease. She eventually got a stick on it, and Long Island has to tag up. Long up ice pass from Post. Hits a couple of sticks. Doesn't even reach the red line, so it won't be an icing. Ruby Mitchell with an aggressive forecheck. Doesn't quite get it, but eventually Tristan Curry does come away with it. Post trying to carry it into their offensive end. Angeline Pitter got tied up on that far boards. Kristen Kigged sends it around the near boards. Danny Amons, really good job keeping it in the offensive end. Only briefly, though. Kiggin does have it now and sends it out of her defensive end. Post just trying to get some type of possession here. Maggie Culp battling for it. Couldn't come away with it, but the Long Island's do sustain possession. Sarah Rourke behind the netting. Leaves it for her teammate. Pass into the slot. Oh, what a save! That time, Hannah Saunders denying the one-time opportunity. Didn't see who it was off of. Might have been off of Sarah Rourke. Oh, good hit from behind, but that's going to be a body-checking penalty. And the whistle is blown. The extra attacker will come on for Long Island University, I should say. Body checking penalty is I'll leave it at an interesting thing. here in the New-Ha Conference and a lot of conferences in women's hockey. They say accidental contact is allowed. You see a lot more than accidental contact, more times than not. But, hey, when you're directly behind the person and you hit him in the back like that, I think more times than not it will be called for body checking. Looks like Danny Amons is going to go in the box. Or, excuse me, Ruby Mitchell goes in the box for Post University. So 5-on-4. 0 for 1 on the power play is Long Island today. And before we get this first power play opportunity of this second period, we'll have a quick media timeout. So Post will be down a woman for 2 minutes with 9:57 to go here in the second, and a tie game at 1 apiece. Both teams getting set up here for the 2-minute penalty assessed to Ruby Mitchell, body checking. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play today, although this is the number 1 power play in the New-Ha for Long Island University, coming into this game at 23%. Good face-off win for Post as they clear the zone. That's a really good start to a pretty good power play, to a pretty good penalty kill, on the season for the Eagles. Fourth best penalty kill in the conference at 82.7%. Long Island goes into the offensive end. Grace Babington with a lot of speed, almost too much speed, has to go behind the net to collect it. Now leaves it into that far corner. Ashley Morrow gets tied up hard. I believe it's Marley Webster who tied her up. Puck goes out of the offensive end, and the Long Island Sharks will have to touch up. Bree Eade just dumps it into the offensive end. Van den Udelaar couldn't quite collect it. Sam Matthey tips it further deep. Back towards that far corner now. Bree Eade tries to send it to Sam Matthey, and Matthey just a little too nonchalant there, couldn't caress it, and Post clears it out again. The first time around, this was a very, very good penalty kill. They didn't really let Long Island get set up in the offensive zone whatsoever. How about the forecheck from Rowan Ringer? Sends it out into the slot. Macy Peterson couldn't get the shot off as 3 different Sharks tied her up. But once again, even down a man, Post University very heavy on this forecheck. Send it out of their defensive end once again, and Maggie Culp has to wait before heading into the offensive zone, otherwise it would have been offsides. Good neutral zone tie-up. Danny Amons takes it away. Amons drifting into the offensive end, sends it towards the center. Here's the shot off the post. Oh, what an opportunity. Looked like it was Angeline Pitter. No, Casey Van den Udelaar with the shot that time. Ryan Kearns might have gotten her body on that for Long Island. There's a good opportunity, and Hannah Saunders fighting through his screen, able to see that one and gobble it up into her chest. 12 seconds left to go on the man advantage for Long Island. 8:08 left to go in this very, very eventful second period. A much more even-paced second period. Some of the numbers might get thrown off by this power play, this recent power play for the Sharks, but overall, I think if you're Pat Bingham, you have to really like how Post has played in this second period so far. An important face-off win in their defensive end, just trying to waste time, less than 5 seconds to go on the penalty kill, and we're back at even strength. Let's see if Post can try to take advantage of some numbers here. Puck gets tipped all the way down the ice. Riley Patfield tries to collect it, couldn't collect it cleanly, and Knuston comes away with it for the Sharks. Into that far end. Now back behind the netting, Lisa Schroffel sends it for Sarah Rourke. Now back to Knuston. Knuston didn't really seem like she had an idea of where she wanted that one to go, just kind of sent it forward, but that time she finds Culp, and Culp takes into the offensive zone for Babington. Babington makes a man miss, now looking for a pass. Couple of Sharks right next to each other, some bad spacing in their offensive end. Puck has to go all the way around to the far boards, and how about the stand-up there from Danny Amons? Now drifting through neutral ice into the offensive end. Jet Devlin looking for some teammates to catch up and help her. Tries to send one out into the slot. Couldn't get it to connect. McKavakis picks it up. Actually, that's Patfield, excuse me. Patfield stands up a hit from Babington, and Post resets things in their defensive zone. Drifting through into the offensive end. Jody Rose sends one out to the center. Tristan Curry couldn't get the shot off as she tries to still maintain possession while the rest of the Eagles go off and get a change. Knuston drifting through her own defensive zone. Couldn't quite find the pass to go. Heads up play from Ty Marie Grom as she sends it in a bit deeper. Back out into the neutral zone. Curry has the puck. Couldn't quite take it in. Curry has it once again. Tries to leave it for Ruby Mitchell. Instead, it's Sajal Desai who picks it up. And Desai leaves it for Curry. Couple of tie-ups right next to that blue line. No offsides whistle. There comes the whistle. Ty Marie took the shot on net, but wouldn't have mattered. 6:12 left to go in this second. Both teams with an entire platoon swap here before this neutral ice face-off. Butera, Wildfrong on the ice for Long Island University. Peterson in the face-off circle for Post, as well as Paige Piper and that fourth line for the Eagles. Noah Farberman send it into the offensive zone after that Post win. Long Island recollects and now tries to break out. Oh, good pass into the offensive zone. Umfreyville sends one out into the slot. Thought she was going to take the shot, but the bouncing puck and they couldn't get the shot to connect. Stays in the offensive zone, however. Now into that near corner. Couple of Sharks come away with it. Umfreyville once again has the puck, but only briefly. Post not able to clear just yet. And now they reset things. Long up ice pass. Just try to send into the offensive zone. They eventually get there. Ruled on sides. Farman leaves one out into the slot. Rebound opportunity. And that one goes up and above the net. Sends back out to the blue line. Rips one out from the slap shot. Rebound chance. And it trickles just wide. Good play from Butera to recollect the rebound there. Really battling for it as Long Island tries to get it out. Can't do so. Once again, Post, and we've talked about it all night, really heavy on this forecheck as McKavakis takes the puck at neutral ice and sends it back into the offensive end. Almost intercepted that pass, but instead it goes to Wildfrong. And smart play from Umfreyville. Looked like a lot of Sharks were tired. Umfreyville just dumped it into the offensive zone, allowed Long Island to get a change in. Bank pass through neutral ice into the offensive zone. Sam Maffey back behind her own net, tries to send it to the other side. How about Julia Wysocki tying up her defender over on that far boards, and Post does come away with it. Brooke Larson just tries to send one deep into the offensive zone, almost hit the net. Rowan Ringer couldn't intercept that one. Instead, Karis Kell does. Now Rowan Ringer, great opportunity, takes the shot, save Cam Holtz. Boy, defense turns to offense quickly if you're Post University. Clara Kamholtz with her head on a swivel was able to stop that bouncing puck. Looked like she was just able to trap it in her offensive end. And Jeannie Wallner with some choice words for a couple of defenders on her own team. Looks like she was giving out a few commands before that face-off. She loses the face-off, but Long Island does come away with it. Anya Wildant, bank pass to herself. Good tie-up from Karis Kell, and Post has the puck. Back behind the netting it goes. Karis Kell collects it. Up the ice, around the far side. Ruby. Thought that was Ruby Mitchell for a second, but it wasn't. It was Riley Patfield. Good defensive play from Long Island as Post couldn't get set up, and now Long Island comes the other way. Good shot from Ashley Morrow. Better save. Hannah Saunders. 3 minutes, 48 seconds left. One goal apiece for Long Island and Post University. Taking a look at the second period stats, not much has changed in terms of either side getting an advantage. 7 shots on goal for Long Island, 6 for Post. As Long Island won the faceoff, but a good defensive play. 2-on-1 forming. Tristan Curry drifts in the offensive end. She takes the shot, gloved down by Kamholtz. Rebound opportunity goes just wide of the net. Hard hit into the boards. Tristan Curry lays out Maggie Culp. Behind the netting, Long Island trying to break out. Now over to these near boards. Sarah Rourke couldn't quite handle the puck cleanly. Ryan Kearns tries to clean it up for her teammate. Couldn't do so. Now Ella Knuston Drifting through center ice, just dumps it into the offensive end. Maggie Culp racing after it, and how about the bounce there? Allows Culp to come away with it. Sends it back deeper into the offensive zone. Ty Marie Grom just kicks it over to her teammate here, Ruby Mitchell, and Mitchell is able to tip it out of the zone. The Sharks recollect, trying to get sustained possession once again. We've seen also on the defensive end of things for Post University, that puck has stayed near the boards all night long. It's exactly what you want. As I say that, Long Island gets into the middle of the ice. Easy save. It was Grace Babington with the shot. Shouldered aside from Saunders. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us. It's 1 goal apiece for Long Island and Post University. Just under 3 minutes to go in this second period of play. What has been a very, very fun and even second period, although it's allowed Long Island to even up the game. They win the offensive zone faceoff, back out towards the blue line. Long wrist shot deflects wide of the net. Back behind the netting it goes. No one able to come up with the rebound just yet. A really physical battle for it along those near boards. Macy Peterson was in the mix, as well as Danny Amons for Post University, and Amons does come away with it. Now Post, up into the offensive zone. Farberman was onside, sends it back behind the netting for her teammate, and Peterson gets tripped up hard into the boards. That's going to be a penalty. Grace Babington with an aggressive play, but a clear trip, and Post University will have their second power play of the game. In both periods now, with less than 3 minutes to go, Post University has had the man advantage. In that first period, they were able to carry it over to the second. And here, they'll have 6 seconds of even strength time before the period ends. Quick offensive zone faceoff. Referee dropped it too quick. Other lines, judge says so. So it's that lethal second line for Post, that first power play unit. Wysocki Makavakis out there. Although Long Island wins the faceoff, the tie-up in that near corner, and we've seen Post be really aggressive playing a man down on the forecheck. You better bet with a man up they'll be really aggressive, though they'll have to reset here. Sajal Desai just dumps it into the offensive end, trying to chase after his Makavakis. Intercept the pass quickly, and now Wysocki has it. Back towards the blue line. Desai takes a slap shot, deflects just wide of the net off the stick of Wysocki. Now Long Island collects behind their end, and a good effort from Desai, but she couldn't keep it in the offensive end. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go on the power play. Good neutralized defense here from Long Island University as Sarah Rourke comes away with it. And Rourke battling along those near corners, just trying to tick off some seconds here. Sends it down to the slot, but the one-timer goes way up and above the netting. Drew Dykowski took the shot there. Post touches up on sides. And Emma Morrill sends it back behind the netting, but can't clear the offensive zone. Danny Amons collects. Couple of Eagles and Sharks tied up right at that near corner. It's Amons, Kigan, Jet Devlin, and a few others. Julia Wysocki tries to summon across the ice. There's the shot, and a glove save from Cam Holtz. Really good pass from Julia Wysocki. Somehow found that crease through the center of the ice. Might have been Riley Patfield who took the shot. Forty-three seconds to go in the period. 36 seconds to go on the man advantage, and Post wins the faceoff. Take a long wrist shot, deflects, and a good kick save from Cam Holtz. Post doing a great job from Riley Patfield to keep that in the offensive end. Danny Amons looking for a clear pass. Can't really find one, just dumps it farther deep. 20 seconds left to go on the power play. And finally, Long Island able to clear their defensive end, and the Sharks can get a change in. Long up ice pass, couldn't handle it cleanly, could Patfield. Sharks collect the puck at neutral ice, now trying to send it into their offensive zone. Across the ice it goes, but looked like Jeannie Wallner might have slipped trying to stay on sides. Now the deflection, but the period ends. Boy, it looked like it would have been another really good opportunity for Jeannie Wallner, but the Eagles saved by the bell. So how about this game we got going on at the rink at the Shelton Sports Center? We're all tied up at 1 apiece. in that second period of play. 9 shots on goal for both sides, about as even as you can get. But Long Island University gets the game-tying goal. Looks like there's some kind of discussion going on with Long Island University and the referees towards the end of that period, but eventually they do all get off the ice. So don't go anywhere, as we'll be back for the third period of action in a very, very good game. It's the Long Island University Sharks, 1 goal, and the Post University Eagles at 1 goal. Welcome back into the Sports Center of Connecticut, the rinks at the Shelton Sports Center, in a very good hockey game between the Long Island University Sharks and the Post University Eagles. Good afternoon, almost in the evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Max Stapleton, and with our entire crew here at Post University, we're thrilled to be taking you through this action. How about this game we have on our hands? Overall, through the game, LIU is outshooting Post University 21-14, but we saw that really get more even in that second period of play. 9 shots for each side in that second period. 2 power plays for each side overall in this game. Neither team has found a way to score with a man advantage. In the first period, it was Selena Makavakis, assisted by Wysocki and Ringer for Post University. But meanwhile, in the second period, it was an unassisted goal for Ryan Kearns, and her first goal of the season, and it sees us even up at 1 apiece. Crowd getting a bit antsy here at the rinks at the Shelton Sports Center. Almost took me by surprise as we're underway here for this third period. Long Island wins the faceoff, immediately dumps it into their offensive end, where Danny Amons goes to collect for Post. She clears her defensive zone, but can only go so far. Bree Eade sends it right back into the offensive end. Post looking for an icing. They're not going to get one, however. Said that Bree Eade was in front of the red line. Julia Wysocki tries to break things out for the Eagles. Couldn't do so. Maggie Kolb back into the offensive end for the Sharks. Just a quick, easy wrist shot on goal. Easily kicked aside from Saunders. Saunders has been tremendous yet again so far today, stopping now 21 of 22 after that easy save. Out of the defensive zone it goes all the way down the ice, and that's going to be an icing. The Eagles try to get a bit sneaky there, send it all the way down and get a couple of quick women off the ice, but no can do. 19:11 to go here in this third period of play. 1 shot so far in the period. That was a quick, easy shot from Maggie Kolb. Now the offensive zone face-off for the Sharks. It's Wallner in there for Long Island, battling with Peterson, and Wallner wins it. Back towards the blue line. Quick shot on goal, deflected, and a good heads-up play from Hannah Saunders to deflect that one aside herself. Ashley Morrow has it behind the net, leaves it for Wallner. Back towards the blue line, Schroffel. Now Mortal with a wrist shot on goal, hits a couple of bodies off of Sajel to side. The rebound opportunity, puck is still losing, it goes up and into the netting as it's whistled out of play. Boy, a couple of great opportunities early in this third period for Long Island, and Hannah Saunders denies them all. Talk about the season that Hannah Saunders is having for Post University, the junior out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Stopped 30 of 33 shots last night. 3rd and 4th in the conference in save percentage and goals against average, respectfully. A stick went flying there off the faceoff. It was Morrow's stick. She recollected it. And now the Eagles into the offensive zone, just dump it into that far corner. Casey Von Den Udelaar tried to send it in a bit deeper. It was a good defensive play from Morrow as the Sharks try to bring out a counterattack. Just send it in deep behind the netting. Morrow picks it up, and it's whistled down. Might have been ruled either offsides or some type of hand pass there. I didn't quite see the signal, but either way, both teams getting an entire platoon stop, and based off where the faceoff is, it looks like it was an offsides. Ty Marie Grom, Grace Babington facing off in the circle. They drop the puck, the tie-up. Babington wins it for Long Island. Early in this third period, it's Long Island with the big face-off advantage. We'll get those numbers to you in just a moment. Sends it into the offensive zone. Brooke Larson couldn't quite clear it out of her defensive end. Good play by Drew Dykowski to keep it in. Now Post does come away with it. Karis Kell around those far boards, intended for Tristan Curry. And now Curry does come away. Back to Karis Kell. Kell, try to backhanded pass, ends up going to herself. Kell has it once again. And finally, Post does get it out of their defensive end, but only for so long. A dump and change here for Long Island University. Grace Babington's the only one on the ice who wasn't able to get off. Puck goes all the way up the ice. Bree Eade collects. Now Maggie Kolb couldn't quite handle it cleanly. Drew Dykowski tried to clean it up, couldn't do so. Post University. Brooke Larson fanned on the pass there. It goes right to Bree Eade. Eade drifts into the offensive zone. Gets tied up by a couple of Eagles. Good recovery there from Post. Maggie Culp here at the near boards tries to make a move around Brooke Larson. Brooke Larson looks really tired on heavy legs out there. Hasn't been off the ice in quite a while. Sustained offensive possession for the Sharks. Long wrist shot deflected wide of the net off the stick of Ryan Kearns. They still have possession, however, as Sarah Rourke tries to send a bank pass to herself. Couldn't do so. Battle for it here at the near boards, right in front of us. Sarah Rourke comes in hard. 4 Sharks, 2 Eagles in there. And Long Island comes away with it. Maggie Culp with a tough angled shot. Good save from Saunders. Battle for it along that near corner. Ryan Kearns comes away with it. Only briefly. Now Maggie Culp gets tied up. Still Brooke Larson. She's been out there for 2 minutes plus, I believe. A lot of time gone by with this battle at that near corner. Now they send one out in front. The puck is still loose out in front. Rebound chance. Hannah Saunders denies it and covers it up in between her padding and the post. Oh my goodness, what an opportunity for the Sharks. Almost lulling the Eagles to sleep. Taking forever with that tie-up in that near corner and then quickly sending it out into the slot where Hannah Saunders had to react quickly. And I believe that the netting actually came off there, and that's what allowed Post to get the stoppage. Boy, 16-16 to go here in this third. Offensive zone faceoff, and the Sharks win it once again. Lisa Schroffel at the far end just tried to send it on net. Couldn't quite hit there. The rebound chance, and I do believe that Saunders had to get a stick on it. Can the Eagles get it out of their defensive zone? Finally, they do. Thanks to Marley Webster and the heads-up defensive play from her into the offensive end. Long Island has really picked up the pace here 5 minutes into this third period. Goes back all the way behind the netting, and it'll be an icing. So a good chance for a face-off win in the offensive zone if Post University can capitalize. And how about these stats so far in this third period? Remember, there's been no power plays or anything in this third. 8 shots on goal for Long Island, none for Post University. And another face-off win for the Sharks. That's 4-2 now in this third period. They send it out of their defensive end quickly. Ashley Morrow has it. Leaves it for her defender, Emma Mortal. Back to Morrow up the ice, but not really a great pass. Misses her stick. Goes back behind the netting, and good hustle from Morrow to collect it. Tied up with Marley Webster and Ruby Mitchell. And some way, somehow, the Sharks do come away with it in their offensive end. Only briefly. Julia Wysocki sends it to the near side. Selena McKavakis leaves it for Rowan Ringer. Now Ringer drifts into the offensive end. Looking for a man to pass it to. Tries to send it out into the slot, but Wysocki just couldn't handle it cleanly. Now the Sharks looking to take advantage on the counterattack. Cross-ice pass for Dykowski. Left a little bit too long, and Van den Udelar picks it up. Out of the defensive zone for Post University, into the defensive zone for Long Island University. Bad pass at neutral ice allows the Eagles to take advantage. Jody Rose tries to battle a couple of Sharks, drifts towards that far corner. Rose still with possession into the slot. Got deflected just wide of the net. Not the greatest pass there, but Umfreyville does come away with it for Long Island University. Just clears out of the zone. Van den Udelar picked it up for a quick second. And now Jet Devlin. We've seen Jet Devlin utilize her wheels a couple of different times tonight. Really has a lot of speed. Was showing it there with a strong drive into the offensive zone, but couldn't sustain possession. Tipped back into the defensive zone of Post University, but got tipped after the red line, so no icing. Less than 15 minutes to go in a tie game here in the third. Back into the offensive end. Karis Kell left it for Mitchell. Mitchell got tied up, and Maggie Culp gets the takeaway. Culp now into their offensive end. Good chance for Ede. The backhand shot kicked away from Saunders. The 9th shot on goal for Long Island University here in this third period, as Post is able to clear the defensive end. But once again, it's that neutralized defense for Long Island that is really showing up strong late in this game. Good job from Post University that time to just clear it all the way down the ice. Might have deflected off a skate of a Shark, so no icing called. But now, once again, the Sharks breaking into the offensive zone. Sarah Rourke battling a couple of Eagles. Sends one into the slot, but a great defensive stick from Marley Webster. Breaks up the pass. Now post. A cross-ice pass for Ringer. Ringer's going to be offside. Or no, not ruled offsides. Left in the slot. They score! Tic-tac-toe go the Eagles, and they take a 2-1 advantage. Noah Farberman gets the goal, her first of the season. And it's 2-1 Post University. Crowd showing their support for Noah Farberman. Farberman, the sophomore out of Toronto, Ontario, gets her first goal, her first point of the season. She gets a bunch of pat on the backs as she heads back towards the bench. Now, here's the thing I'm wondering. We have a little bit of a stoppage here. None of the Sharks have gotten back on the ice yet. And if you listen to the call, personally, it looked like it was a very close play to offsides. All of the referees are meeting here at center ice, and I'd put my money down. That's what they're discussing right now. See if there's an announcement. Now the referees are going over to talk to Pat Bingham and his crew over on the Post University side of things. No signal yet, but it looks like the goal's going to count. No change on the scoreboard. Still 2-1. So the first goal of the season for Noah Farberman, and now 13 minutes for the Long Island University Sharks to try to get back into this game. Puck goes into their defensive end off the faceoff, and now let's see if the Eagles can ride some momentum. Good forecheck. Rowan Ringer took a quick shot, tried to intercept that one. Puck is still loose in the Eagles' offensive zone, and Ringer comes away with it. Ringer with another shot, deflects just wide of the net, off the glove of Clara Kamholtz. Back out towards the blue line, a long wrist shot. Good defensive play that time. Here come the Sharks into the offensive zone. Wildfrong gets tripped up, no penalty called. Rowan Ringer with the puck on her stick, tries to leave it for Makavakis, and Makavakis does the smart thing and gets it out of their defensive end. Long Island sends it right back in. Around the boards it goes. And Fairman sends it deeper into the offensive zone. A couple of Sharks are there to collect it. Goes back to Fairman here at the blue line. Fairman drifts towards the other side, tried to take a quick one on net, and Wysocki got her body in front of it, was able to get it out of the defensive end. Good play at neutralized by Selena Makavakis, almost intercepted the pass, couldn't quite do so. Cross-ice pass, now Kristen Kiggin banks it into the offensive end and just get it into the offensive end and get a change if you're Long Island. Less than 12 minutes to go here in this third. Good play from Jody Rose, a little bank pass to herself. Kept the puck at neutral ice. No sustained possession yet. Racing after it is Ashley Morrow. She's playing it with her feet. Tries to leave it out in front. She does. A great opportunity and a great save that time. Hannah Saunders dives out for it and keeps it at a 2-1 game. Wasn't sure who had the puck. Ashley Morrow with an incredible soccer-like play, just kicking it up the ice. She said, I'll just kick it in the center. And Hannah Saunders with her head on a swivel. How many times have we said that tonight? Now resetting things are the Eagles. Out of their defensive end it goes. Through neutral ice, and it gets intercepted. Drew Dykowski into the offensive end. Tries to leave it for Babington, and Babington plays it to herself in that near corner. Eventually, the pass gets intercepted, but only briefly. Dykowski racing after it, and she takes it away. Kerrigan-Umfreyville leaves it for Dykowski. Now across the ice, Ella Knuston. Knuston with a shot, deflects it, it scores! Punch, counter punch. Long Island ties the game at 2 apiece. They're giving it to Ella Knuston. For Ella Knuston, her first goal of the season, her 3rd point overall. Personally, if you ask me, it looked like it might have deflected off of Grace Babington's stick. We'll let the official scores and the impossible job that they have handle that one out. We'll pass the news along when it gets through to us. But no matter what, it's a 2-2 game, just under halfway played here in this third. Now Long Island trying to recarry momentum. Babington with a strong move towards the net, but an even stronger defensive play that time from Brooke Larson. Now Post looking to counter almost into their offensive end, and that's going to be a tripping penalty. Referee has his hand raised, and after evening up the game at 2 apiece, Long Island will go right back on the man advantage for the third time tonight. Penalties being assessed to Ruby Mitchell. It's going to be a trip. I'm also looking over at the locker room. Looks like Paige Piper just had to run over to the locker room really quickly. And I mean, like, run over to the locker room. Anyway, Ruby Mitchell with the tripping penalty, the man advantage, and Long Island University wins the faceoff. Maggie Culp in that far corner. To Umfreyville, now to Fairman. To Wallner. Tries to leave one out into the slot, but good interception that time. It was Danny Amons getting her stick on it. Post sends it down the ice the other way. 20 seconds off on the man advantage. And how about the hustle? Danny Amons collects it once again herself to get possession in the offensive zone. Excuse me, that wasn't Amons, that was Ringer, but still a tremendous play from Ringer. Into the offensive zone. Wallner with a tough angle slap shot. Gets deflected before it ever hit the net. Angeline Pitter got her body in front of that one. Back behind the netting now. Couple of tie-ups, and right now if you're Post University, you're more than happy with this. Just tick, tick, tick goes the power play. Less than 1:10 to go on the man advantage. Couple of Eagles, couple of Sharks tying up there. It's Karis Kell, the freshman for Post University, but Maggie Culp comes away with it. Out towards the blue line. And a Fairman with a long wrist shot deflected. Julia Wysocki got her body in front of that one. And then Wallner's slap shot went high and above the netting. Good play by Wysocki once again. Got her stick out in front of it, but it's going to be ruled down for a hand pass. Wysocki looks like she's a little bit shaken up after blocking that one with her hands. And they're not going to allow the Eagles to change. Interesting there on the hand pass in their own defensive end. They're saying, Post University, you got to get back on the ice. The only one who got off, I believe, well, no. Wysocki's still on there, actually. So 46 seconds left to go on the penalty assessed to Ruby Mitchell. Crucial face-off win for Post University, but for how long? Tie up once again in that far corner. And again, if you're Post, more than happy to watch the power play tick down. Bree Eade takes the shot, couldn't hit the net. Now over to the far end. Ashley Morrow leaves it for Grace Babington, and Babington gets tied up a couple of different times. The long wrist shot easily gobbled up by Saunders. 21 seconds to go on the power play. Man, what a third period this has been for Long Island University. Did give up at the time the go-ahead goal to Post University, but they've outshot the Eagles 11-2. They've evened up the game at 2 apiece. And they got 21 seconds left on their third power play of the game, the top-ranked power play in the Newha so far this season. The face-off, and a good face-off win for Post. Let's see if they can clear the puck. They try to send it down. Bree Eade got her hand on it, but it goes out of the offensive end. Babington with it at neutral ice, sends it for Morrow. Morrow takes it into the offensive zone, gets tied up by Peterson. And Amon sends it around the boards, out of the defensive zone, back at even strength. Boy, what a job the Eagles have done tonight on the penalty kill. 0 for 3 go the Sharks in the power play. And now Peterson, on a good defensive play at neutral ice, finds herself with the puck in the offensive zone, sends it back behind the netting. Bree Eade tries to collect for Long Island, gets tied up. Jet Devlin in there for Post. Devlin chasing after it, couldn't do so. And now Eade looking to break out. Tried to pass it to Morrow, went off of her stick. Morrow deflects it down, and that'll be an icing. 7 minutes, 37 seconds left to go in this third period of play. Other meaningful stats so far in this third period. Well, the only other real meaningful one is the face-off attempts, where Long Island is winning that one, but only 6-5. And make it 6-6 after that draw win for Post. Ringer tried a quick shot off the draw, couldn't get it to reach the net. Tie up along those far boards now. Selena McKavakis comes away with it, tries to leave it for Wysocki, but a good interception there from the Sharks. Now let's see if Long Island can break out of their defensive zone. Julia Wysocki, an aggressive defensive play. It didn't work out. Sarah Rourke drifting through center ice into the offensive zone. Beats a man. Now stops on a dime and leaves it for her teammate behind the netting. Ryan Kern's wraparound attempt. Good kick save from Saunders. Over here, Kristen Kiggin. Now Culp. Culp at that near corner. Just trying to keep the puck alive, keep the puck moving. Leaves it for Kearns. Kearns gets tied up by Wysocki. Culp and Webster also in there, and Culp sent it out in front, but no one was there to gather it up. Rowan Ringer comes away. Ringer just sends it a little bit deeper, allows Post University to get a change in. To the other side of the ice, Culp back into the offensive zone she goes. Makes a couple of good moves, but almost lost an edge, had to regather. Anna Fairman over to the blue line. Kiggin with the shot, great save! Hannah Saunders blockers that one down and clears the rebound. Now into that near corner, Wysocki recollects it. Looked like she might have gotten slashed there. No penalty called. A lot of the times tonight, these referees have let these girls play on. You got to like it. Into the far corner, Webster. Can't quite handle it. Now Babington has it for Long Island University. Sends her down to the slot. Good heads-up play. That was Brooke Larson clearing the defensive zone for Post. Back at neutral ice it goes. Smart play. Hannah Saunders just covering up that long up ice attempt, not allowing the Long Island Sharks to get anything going. So 5 minutes, 53 seconds left to go here in this third period. What a game we've had. It's Long Island 2, Post 2. We're on the bumpy road to the finish here at the Shelton Sports Center of Connecticut. Offensive zone faceoff win for the Sharks. They try a quick shot attempt, hit a couple of bodies before it ever hit the net. Trickles over to these near corners now where Riley Patfield picks it up. Tries an up ice pass, but Lisa Schroffel gets there first for Long Island. Jet Devlin harassing her from behind. Can't get anything to go. Now Brooke Larson tried to put it back into the offensive zone. It hit a couple of bodies once again. Bang pass, but it goes straight to Lisa Schroffel once again. Now into the offensive end of things. Ruby Mitchell collects the puck after it fell down. Trickles back into that neutral zone. And Mitchell with a good defensive play. Can she turn it into offense? Drifting towards the net, she takes the shot and it's stopped aside by Kamholtz. Another rebound chance, tough angled shot, and that one much easier save for Kamholtz. But we'll call it 2 on goal, at least up here. Long Island trying to clear the defensive end. They do, but Post still has possession. Ty Marie Grom into the offensive end near that right wing. She leaves one down for the slot, but the deflection couldn't go. Tristan Curry just deflected it wide of the netting. Now a counterattack chance. Really heavy chase attempt from Ashley Morrow. She eventually gets tied up. Noah Farberman, the goal scorer here in this third period, comes away with it. Puck is loose at neutral ice. Ty Marie Grom collects it. Tries to leave it for Tristan Curry. Their pass couldn't connect. Now Danny Amons threw a couple of Sharks, couldn't quite get all the way through. And Post just trying to slow things down. Up the ice they go. Farberman, good poke check that time from Knuston. At neutral ice, Bree E just trying to slow things down. A really fast pace of play. As the clock ticks down to 4 minutes to go here in this third. Now to the other side, Wildan. Wildan with a long shot. It trickles between the legs. And Hannah Saunders thought she had it covered up. A bunch of Eagles save her back. And the puck is still loose. No whistle blown. The puck is still loose out in front. A bunch of Sharks, a bunch of Eagles, and finally they decide that it's covered up. My goodness. Take a deep breath if you're an Eagles fans there. A lot of scary moments. Hannah Saunders couldn't see the puck. It trickled through her legs as if it was a video game. A bunch of Eagles saw it in slow motion and dived after it. And in my opinion, a very late whistle from the referees. But hey, no harm, no foul in that case scenario. Face-off win for the Sharks. What a play by Julia Wysocki, getting her body in front of the puck and blocking that shot attempt. Gets it out of their defensive end, and the Sharks are going to have to reset things. Culp just tips it into the offensive zone. A couple of different Eagles chasing after, and it's going to end up as an icing. 3 minutes, 32 seconds left to go in this third period. Boy, what a dominant third period it has been statistically for Long Island University, outshooting the Eagles 15-3, winning in the face-off battle 8-6, but both teams have scored one goal here in this third, and we're even up at 2 apiece. Eagles tried the quick shot off the face-off. Von den Udelar tried shooting that one, but it got blocked. Now at neutral ice, and a hand pass is whistled, so we'll have another face-off here. Overall in this game, it's more of the same. 36 shots on goal for LIU, 17 for Post. Although it's much closer. In fact, it's very close, and Post is winning in the face-off battle, 24-22 overall in this game. And there's another face-off win for the Eagles. It goes back out towards the blue lines, and Ruby Mitchell sends it in deeper. Chasing after it, Jet Devlin. Jody Rose is in there as well for Post. Goes back towards the blue line. Von den Udelar does a great job just keeping it in the offensive end. Goes back to her only briefly, and just a quick passing game all along these near boards right now for Post in their offensive zone. Jet Devlin got tripped down. A quick bad angle shot and a good save from Clara Kamholt as she kicked that one away. Goes out of the offensive zone of Post, but they recollect, send it right back in, or tried to send it right back in. Might have hit somebody. Does eventually get into the offensive end, but now a breakout here. Post University and Drew Dykowski, or Long Island University and Drew Dykowski head up the ice, but a great play by Karis Kell to take it away. No successful clearing attempt from Post. Now they get it out of their defensive zone. Macy Peterson, 2-on-2 up the ice. Leaves it for her teammate, but Ty Marie Grom couldn't handle it. Macy Peterson still has it. Peterson driving towards the net, but the shot gets blocked wide of the netting. Rebound opportunity, and they couldn't connect. That was Ruby Mitchell who had a good chance, but I don't believe she ever hit the net. Ty Marie Grom at neutral ice for Tristan Curry. Now Angeline Pitter misses the net on her shot attempt, bouncing puck. Tristan Curry gets the rebound. Curry once again battling with a bunch of Sharks in the offensive zone. And hey, credit Long Island University, they're allowing Post to get into the offensive end, but they're not allowing him to set up good opportunities right in front of the netting. Ooh, high stick. Don't know if anyone saw that one. Looked like Macy Peterson whacked Ashley Morrow in the face. But nothing called, so Post might have gone away with it. A couple of reactions from up here in the scorer's box as well. Rowan Ringer chasing after it for Post. She gets tied up by Sarah Rourke, and Rourke ends up coming away with it. What a forecheck from Long Island. 1 minute, 30 seconds to go. The Sharks send it in deep into their offensive end, into this near corner now. Ryan Kearns gets it taken away by Peterson. Peterson leaves it for Ringer. Ringer just sends it a little bit farther up the ice, but can't clear the defensive end. Back to that far corner. Peterson lost it for a second, and once again, can't clear. Back towards the netting, and I believe Saunders had to get a hand on that one to deflect it wide of the netting. Less than a minute to go here in this third period. Long Island, a lot of pressure here late. Sends one out into the crease. They can't find the shot on net. Now Post trying to get it out of there. Rowan Ringer can't connect. She was getting manhandled as she was trying to get out of the defensive zone. Anna Fairman on those near boards couldn't handle it, and finally Post does clear the defensive zone. Now Rowan Ringer. Rowan Ringer just carries it up the ice, gets tripped up. No whistle called. Oh, never mind. Hand is raised. Penalty called. We have a tripping, and Post University will go on the power play with less than 30 seconds to go in this third period. Tripping penalty assessed. Trying to see the number in the penalty box. It's going to go on Kristen Kiggin. And smartly here, Pat Bingham going to call a timeout for his squad with 27.1 seconds to go in this third period. Boy, both teams 0 for on the power play opportunities today. 0 for 3, I should say, on both sides. Well, this being the third opportunity for Post. And if this game does in fact go into overtime, then it will allow the Eagles to have a 4-on-3 advantage. So you're really just hoping that Post doesn't make a vital mistake if you're an Eagles fans here. Take a look at the stats on this game so far. 2 goals aside, but 37 shots on goal for Long Island, 19 for Post University. 3 penalties aside, both teams 0 for 3, or both teams, well, Long Island 0 for 3 on the power play. The Eagles 0 for 2 with their third coming up right here. So the Eagles send out that lethal second line here with less than 30 seconds to go. It's Wysocki in the face-off circle, and she wins it, but only briefly, as Long Island is able to clear the puck all the way down the ice. Hannah Saunders picks it up, and Danny Amons through her own defensive end, now through neutral ice. Gets tied up on those far boards. Good defensive play from Grace Babington. Less than 10 seconds to go here in the third. Angeline Pitter with one last push. Post University and McCavicus couldn't handle it cleanly in the offensive zone. And free hockey. We're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen, all tied up at 2 apiece. And the 3-on-3, really 4-on-3 overtime starting soon, as Post University will have 1 minute and 33 seconds left on this man advantage. Don't go anywhere as you're watching New-Ha Hockey. Back in here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, the rinks at the Shelton Sports Center of Connecticut. And what a game we've been treated to, as we're all tied up at 2 apiece, just 30 seconds away from starting this overtime period. And boy, if you're Post University, you are 0-17-0 entering this series against Long Island University all time. You're looking for your first program win against these very Sharks. And hey, it feels fitting to try to do it right now. Yesterday, over on the island, these two teams went to overtime. It was Anna Fairman in overtime, sealing the win for Long Island University. But today, the Eagles trying to write a different story. They send out Rowan Ringer, Julia Wysocki, and Angeline Pitter, the 4 out there, as well as Danny Amons. They win the face-off. They send into the offensive zone. Remember, they have 1 minute 30 on the woman advantage, thanks to the penalty assessed to Kristen Kiggin late in that third period. Long Island does collect. Ooh, good move that time from Bree Eade, but she couldn't quite clear the defensive end. Amons collects it instead, sends it back deep into the offensive zone. Wysocki picks it up. Over to this right wing now, looking for a pass across the ice. It goes, one-time opportunity. Good job by Bree Eade to knock that one down. She collects it herself, drifts through center ice and into the offensive end. Gets poke-checked a couple of times by Pitter and takes a tough angle shot. Puck is still loose, and Hannah Saunders ultimately just covers it up. Smart play there. Boy, Bree Eade didn't look like she had a real chance at anything there, but took a tough angled shot and made life difficult for Hannah Saunders with 52 seconds left on the woman advantage. Defensive zone face-off, a couple of platoon swaps here for both sides. Post does win this face-off. They trickle behind their net, see if they can set up a breakout. Van den Udelaar with it. Sends it into the offensive zone. Sajal Desai. Desai behind the net, looking for a man to pass to. Gives it back for Van den Udelaar. Back to Desai on those far corners at the right wing. Looking for a shot. She takes it. Gets blockered aside by Cam Holtz. Less than 30 seconds to go on the power play. Van den Udelaar looking for a good opportunity. Sends it to the left wing, but Peterson couldn't handle it cleanly. She gets tied up in that near corner. Peterson makes a couple of women miss. Leaves it for his teammate. The great chance, but a better save from Cam Holtz. The shot off the stick of McKavicus. 10 seconds to go on the power play. To the other side, Desai takes a shot. That one gets blocked. The rebound chance stopped by Cam Holtz. And we're back at even strength here. Post keeps it in their offensive zone. Sajal Desai. Good job on the forecheck for Peterson. And Peterson gets that one taken away. Great job by Jeannie Wallner backing up to take that one away. Now Wallner leading the conference in goals. Heads into the offensive zone. Couldn't get it to go. Counterattack from Peterson. 4-on-4 now here until the next whistle. Just over 3 minutes to go in this overtime period. Grace Babington drifts into the offensive zone, but it's whistled down offsides. Don't blink. A lot of action back and forth between these two teams. A lot of open ice, and it's about to get even more open as we go back to 3-on-3. So officially now both teams 0 for 3 on the night on the power play, barring any more penalties here in this overtime. Each side looking for the extra point in the overtime victory. Call that a face-off win for Post. They collected their own defensive zone, and Karis Kell is just going to slow things down, looking for a good angle to get into the offensive end. Over to the right side, Jody Rose breaks into the offensive end, 2-on-2. Rose stops on a dime, now towards that left wing. Leaves it back into the slot, but not a great offensive setup there from the Eagles. They'll have to reset. It's Karis Kell with the puck, out there with Jody Rose and Jet Devlin for Post. Kell drifting through neutral ice into the offensive zone. Tries to leave it for Jody Rose, but a great play from Babington. Babington one-on-one, driving towards the net, and a better play from Jody Rose defensively to take a shot opportunity away. Jody Rose with tremendous hustle there. Looked like she made the mistake in the first place, but more than made up for it, driving all the way back towards her own net. And I don't believe they're going to give anyone a shot on goal there. Just over 2 minutes here in the overtime period. Platoon swap for each side yet again. Ty Marie Grom in the face-off circle. Sarah Rourke wins it for Long Island only briefly. 2-on forming for the Eagles. Tristan Curry looking towards her left. She takes the shot. Good save by Cam Holtz. Curry did have a teammate in Angeline Pitter driving with her, but not the cleanest pass opportunity, so in my opinion, smart take there on the shot. Less than 2 minutes to go in overtime. Maggie Culp. Now for Bree Eade. Over in that far corner, Eade leaves one out into the slot, and Sarah Rourke just couldn't get her stick on it. You saw Hannah Saunders lay out through the crease. Back behind the net it goes. Angeline Pitter picks it up. Pitter gets checked hard around those near boards. No penalty called. And puck loose. Now Maggie Culp with a great opportunity and a better save by Saunders. Hannah Saunders has been nothing short of magnificent all season long for the Eagles, and that's remaining true today. Post, they send out that second line. You always got to keep an eye out with there on the ice, especially a big number 2-7, Julia Wysocki. She wins the faceoff yet again. Rowan Ringer collects. She gets tripped up. A bunch of fans raise their hands, but referees disagree with them. Goes into the offensive zone. Wysocki shows off the speed, collects it herself. Leaves it for Amons. Amons, spinorama, now in the far corner. Drifting towards the blue line. Going to leave it for Ringer. Ringer, good job collecting that pass. Gets it taken away briefly here. And a good job by Post, keeping it in the offensive zone. No hand raised, no penalty. Ringer takes the shot, deflected wide of the netting. Less than a minute to go in overtime. We might be heading towards a shootout. Both sides trying to argue about that. Danny Amons in the offensive zone for Ringer. Ringer, she takes it, gets deflected off Wysocki. The rebound chance, save Cam Holtz. Another opportunity. Amons sends it towards the net. Another rebound shot, and Ringer's shot gets denied. Danny Amons towards the line, rips it, deflected up, stays in the ice. 30 seconds to go in this third. Ashley Morrow trying to slow it down for Long Island, just get it out of their defensive end, and Danny Amons sends it right back in. Big line change for Post University, sending all three off the ice, and Long Island trying to catch him in that long change, as Umferville sends it up, now for Wallner. Wallner on those far boards, gets tied up. Very nicely done by Danny Amons defensively. Now over on this near side, Selena Mikavicus has Amons on the far end, gives it to her, the shot, the save, and we're going to a shootout. Oh my goodness, Clara Kamholtz, unbelievable night in net, and for that matter, Hannah Saunders as well, and we'll test the both of them in a shootout. Couldn't ask for a much better game. Post University looking for their first win in program history against Long Island. Don't go anywhere. There's a lot of arguments about this shootout nationwide. Some say it's the best, some say it's the worst. I personally love it, and it's extra hockey here at the Sports Center, at the Shelton Sports Center, and what has been a tremendous hockey game between these two squads. Post looking for their first ever win against Long Island University. Meanwhile, Long Island, current standing in second place in the Newha, trying to just hold serve. Macy Peterson out there first for Post University. Drives towards the net. On her right side, makes a couple of moves, and it gets denied. Clara Kamholtz, beautiful lunging save as she gets the first round of this shootout. Question is, who do you send out if you're Long Island? And they're going to send out Jeannie Wallner. Wallner, the leading goal getter in the Newha so far this year, second in the conference in points. Driving towards the net, and she gets stopped. Hannah Saunders, beautifully done, staying with a couple of different dekes, and both goalies say no to the first couple of attempts. Noah Farberman now. A long run up to the puck. Farberman. It's denied. Clara Kamholtz, strong in net. Still waiting for this first goal of this shootout. And Kelly Nash decides she's going to send out Bree Eade. Bree Eade against Hannah Saunders. Starting at her left side. Oh, what a move! Bree Eade with a beautiful one-handed goal. Backhand, forehand, and just fooled Hannah Saunders. And now the pressure's on Julia Wysocki. You have to score this if you want to stay alive. If Kamholtz gets the save, they win. Wysocki, off the post! Or excuse me, off the post, but not the win. No, it is the win. I was very confused for a second. My math, I thought I was correct, and it turns out I was. Long Island gets the win here in Post. They sweep the series, the home series over the weekend. They take this one by a 3-2 score. Both games 3-2 in overtime. And this one's going to belong to Bree Eade and the Long Island University Sharks. Don't go anywhere. We'll have a post-game recap for you in just a few seconds. The Eagles saluting the fans here at the Shelton Sports Center as they drop a heartbreaker in the shootout by a score of 3-2 to Long Island University. A lot to hang your head on. If you're Pat Bingham and crew, the Post-University Eagles, they competed very, very hard in this game. Very hard in this series overall. Pretty even as it goes. Hannah Saunders out there talking to Bree Eade as well. The two women who faced off in that shootout, ultimately Bree Ede got the better of her. But let's take a recap through this one for you. It all started in the first period, 9 minutes and 5 seconds into that first period. Selena Mikavakis, assisted by Rowan Ringer and Julia Wysocki with a beautiful goal. That second line for Post University has been unbelievable. That made it 1-0. But Ryan Kearns, assisted by Kristen Kiggin, got the second goal, tied it up at 1-1. Once again, Post punched back. Noah Farman got her first goal of the season, took a 2-1 lead, and counterpunch. LIU evened it up thanks to Ella Knuston. Game went into overtime. It was a really fun back-and-forth overtime. Couple of power play opportunities throughout the game for each side, and it went to a shootout. But ultimately, it was Bree Ede with one of the more beautiful moves you'll see, and that's what it takes to beat Hannah Saunders right now with the way she's playing. Saunders with another unbelievable night. Take you through some of the stats of the game. Shots on goal. Post ended the game with 26 of them. Meanwhile, for the Sharks, 40 shots on goal. 56 shots total for the Eagles, 72 for Long Island University. Both sides 0 for 3 on the power play, which is a big win for Post University when you think about it, as the Sharks came into this one with the highest-ranked power play in the country. The Eagles do end up winning the faceoff battle 29-24. They blocked 16 shots as opposed to 12 from Long Island University, but hey, the only stat that matters, it's the final game-winning goal in the shootout from Bree Ede as the Sharks take this one by a score of 2-3. We'll have more New Ha hockey for you next week here at Post University, but until then, have a good week, everybody.